Hello, this is Sindhu Harshita from CSIT branch and my AAT Tech Talk concept for basic electrical engineering is multisensory human bond communication. The main contents which we go through this topic are introduction, human sensory and emotional replication, physical augmentation, human umwelt expansion, HBC human bond communication, architectures, challenges, possibilities, human bond communication with head mounted displays, communication through breath, which is also known as aerosol communication. Information and communication technologies have progressed rapidly in this millennium for people to communicate and exchange information using multimedia, including speech, text, image, and video, and the same mode of communication has extended to the Internet of Things and machine to human communication. However, the ability to integrate the other three sensory features, namely olfactory, smell, gustatory, taste, and tactile touch, in information transfer and replication to deliver Star Wars like being there and beyond being there experience is still far from reality and presents the next holy grail of immersive experiences, which we call human bond communication. HPC is a novel concept that incorporates all five sensory sources of information from sensing to digitalization to transmission and replication at the receiver to allow more expressive, engaging, realistic, and holistic information transfer between humans and, in some cases, between humans and machines or IoT. Besides its utility in applications such as virtual reality, virtual presence, and gaming, the medical field could immensely benefit from such applications. New types of social networking applications could emerge based on HBC technology. Present day social platforms may undergo radical transformation. Although the feature topic papers on research topics on sensing and replication, the focus of these papers should be on the ICT angle in this regards and how information is encoded, transmitted and decoded reliably and securely in a world which would increasingly become multisensory. Conventional communication system only focus improving the way in which the information is exchanged. Their design does not facilitate the direct transfer of information to the user's consciousness. Human sensory and emotional replication. One of the generic goals of HPC is to leverage the possibility to exchange information on how humans perceive the world. Human sensory and emotional replication addresses this issue by developing sensor technology capable of mimicking and mirroring human senses such as smell, touch, and taste. Additionally, it explores the possibilities that will allow the HPC end users to send their thoughts and emotions via brain to brain communication. Physical world augmentation. Commonly, humans utilize the five natural senses when interacting with a given object in order to take the appropriate action and decision. What do you mean by augmentation? Augmentation in the sense the action or process of making greater in amount or size. However, the most useful information that can aid the correct decision process is not instantly perceivable by the underlying five senses. This augmented information and knowledge often exists in the digital domain and can be available on the internet. The physical world augmentation concept bridges this gap, bringing intangible digital information out into the tangible world and allowing humans to promptly interact with the information via natural gestures. This concept conveys a seamless integration of the digital information and the real world. Human umwelt expansion. The umwelt expresses a simple but often overlooked observation that different organisms in the same ecosystem pick up on different environmental signals. All organisms, including humans, assume that the utilized environmental signals represent the entire object reality. However, recent neurological research activities have shown that the human brain is capable of interpreting and extracting the meaning of various data streams that are fed through unusual sensory channels. These research findings open the possibilities for novel interaction between the digital world and human brain. These interactions can be utilized as a platform for addition of new perceptions for assistant technologies and expansion of human umwelt. HBC incorporates a vast field of cutting edge research concepts. It relies on interaction and synergy between several interdisciplinary topics such as information communication technology, ICT, medical and neuroscience, bionic technologies, computer science, etc. Human bond communication, architecture challenges and possibilities. Recent advancement in the wireless networks and sensor technologies have enabled continuous monitoring of remote patients. This has opened doors for exploring new frontiers in the domain of smart healthcare, especially patient monitoring and diagnosis. Scientists and researchers have scouted the novel domain of human bond communication, which suggests detection and transmission of information using all five human senses, that is, sight, smell, sound, touch, and taste. HBC not only enables these senses to be replicated at remote location but also helps in diagnosis of several ailments through monitoring. Such a holistic communication medium is facilitated through specialized devices that help healthcare experts in making crucial and timely data driven decisions for their patients. In this work, we present state of the art research on HPC and possible interactions between HBC and remote healthcare. We present a model HBC framework to assist monitoring and diagnosis of attention deficit hyperactivity disorder patients. We also mention possible applications as well as challenges posed by HBC applications. Human bond communication with head mounted displays. We introduce a human bond communication method based on head mounted displays which enables continuous bidirectional communication among multiple users with or without internet connections. The disadvantages of the existing technologies limit the scope of this study to provide a communication platform for HMD based HBC. However, the features of optical camera communication technology will enrich the possibilities of HBC. This leads us to introduce a visual communication approach for virtual applications. To deploy OCC in HMDs for HPC, the camera of a HMD can be used as a receiver, while a near infrared light source must be added to the HMD as a transmitter. We also discuss some potential future applications, suggest effective architectures, and briefly describe the scope, challenges, and solutions of OCC based HMDs for HPC. Communication through breath, which is also known as aerosol transmission. Exhale breath can be used in retrieving information and creating innovative communication systems. It contains several volatile organic compounds and biological entities that can act as health biomarkers. For instance, the breath of an infected human contains a non negligible amount of pathogenic aerosol that can spread or remain suspended in the atmosphere. Therefore, the exhale breath can be exploited as a source message in a communication setup to remotely scan the bioinformation via an aerosol transmission channel. An overview of the basic configuration is presented along with the description of system components with particular emphasis on channel modeling. Furthermore, the challenges that arise in theoretical analysis and system development are highlighted. Finally, several open issues are discussed to concretize the proposed communication concept. Information and communication has inspired the development of numerous non-conventional applications and broadened the scope of communication system to versatile horizons. Recently, SBC has introduced under ICT umbrella to create comprehensive access to 5 human senses through various communication technologies. The objective of this article is to add an extra member to the existing pool of human body's features that can be tapped as potential information reservoir. The exhale breath contains biomarkers that can be used in the several bio-inspired applications such as monitoring, healthcare, and detecting diseases. Therefore, we propose for the first time a holistic communication system that exploits the human breath as a source of information. Human breathing is a process that involves the interaction of internal organs, lungs with atmosphere. Thus, it is very likely that the exhale breath contains footprints from inside the body. It can contain not only particles from the respiratory tract but also blood-borne compounds that enter the exhale breath during exchange taking place in the alveoli. A recent review study identified 872 VOCs in the respiration of health humans. Interestingly, they are shaped according to the human health, age, diet, sex, body fat, height, behavioral or lifestyle differences, and other biological characteristics. Several efforts in medicine and clinical research made use of breath biomarkers and developed methods for sampling and analyzing the exhale breath. For instance, the presence of viruses such as human influenza and foot and mouth disease in exhale breath has been confirmed through different experiments conducted on the exhale breath. Moreover, the breast or lung cancer and the other diseases can be diagnosed by detecting volatile organic compounds in exhaled air. Here is a picture representing breath communication systems overview. In this picture, the human body acts as a biological transmitter. This is a kind of communication between humans and machines. The air which we exhale out contains much more than just gases and can act as resource of information. These particles are received by a nanosensor based machine or receiver or detector. Overview of aerosol communication channel modeling. Sixth sense. The sixth sense represents a wearable gestural interface device that augments the physical world with digital information and allows people to use natural hand gestures to interact with the information. The sixth sense design incorporates a computing device or camera, projector, color makers, microphone, and a mirror. The camera and projector are connected to the computing device which utilizes legacy wireless connectivity. Example 3G or 4G or Wi-Fi to access the internet. The whole system then is made wearable using a string that holds the projector over the user's chest. The mirror is then attached to the front of a projector. The mirror reflects the projection of a visual information to any surface. The sixth sense utilizes gesture recognition and computer vision algorithms in order to understand the gestures and to identify the objects through the device's camera. Figure depicts the architecture and physical topology of sixth sense device. If we look into this picture, Green color indicates sensory and emotional replication, blue indicates physical world augmentation, and red indicates umwelt expansion. In sensory and emotional replication, there is we communicate with senses, exchange thoughts, exchange emotions. In physical world augmentation, get on the fly information for your book, display live streams from newspaper contain boarding pass showing the live flight status. Umwelt expansion. See IR or UV spectrum, utilize electromagnetism, improve precision. Many of the HPC related use cases will rely on cohesion between several interdisciplinary fields such as ICT, medical and neuroscience, computer science, etc., which represent the building blocks of the three HPC facilitators. Moreover, many of these use cases will exploit cutting edge research advancements that do not rigidly fall into the HPC classification. For example, feeling the health status will rely on information gathered by exosomes or program bacteria that is reported to the users based on some of the sensory stimulation approaches. Additionally, invasive approaches based on chemical substances can be applied for seamless health treatments or stimulating some specific user's behavior. The exact development direction of HPC is still unknown and too eagerly to predict. However, it is clear that HPC will fundamentally change the way we communicate and will open the possibilities for many novel scientific and interdisciplinary directions. Thank you.